Last time, Harris forced us to see that blueprints aren't drawings but contracts written in lines. He said accuracy itself was respect, and every mistake on paper becomes a scar in steel and concrete. Maria groaned that it was just coloring, but Harris's words cut deep. Blueprint is law. Today the paper was gone. In its place, steel and PVC pipes, weighted cold, heavy, and unbending. Harris called them the skeleton of electricity. Once bent wrong, they never forgive. The workshop smelled of oil and hot dust. On the bench lay conduits, thin EMT, thick rigid steel, and light PVC. Conduit benders leaned against the wall like silent guards. Harris stood with his boots planted wide, his eyes colder than the steel in his hands. Wires are veins, he said. Conduits are armor. Armor protects life, but it also cuts. Treat it wrong, and it kills faster than bare copper. Today, you bend for the first time, and you will fail. But you will learn. Maria tapped a length of PVC with her boot. Looks like cheap plumbing. Harris's head snapped toward her. Wrong PVC runs underground, shielded from sun. EMT lines walls where speed matters. Rigid steel defends where impact strikes hardest. Choose wrong, and you build weakness into the skeleton. Weak skeletons collapse. He kicked a piece of EMT toward me. Jon, measure 10 feet. I pulled the tape, my hands slick with sweat. My mark landed at 9 3/4. Harris's voice hit like a whip. What mistake? Wrong measurement. What does wrong measurement cause? Wrong cut, wasted pipe, and wasted pipe causes. Lost time, lost money, and lost money causes. Lost job, I muttered. Correct, he said coldly. Maria laughed under her breath. All this over a few inches. Buildings burn over less, Harris shot back. He shoved a hacksaw into my hand. I cut the EMT, sparks stinging my fingers. The end was jagged, sharp as teeth. Harris yanked it from me and glared. What mistake didn't ream? And what happens when you don't ream? The sharp edge cuts insulation. And when insulation cuts, short-circuit fire. Correct. Armor becomes blade. One careless edge. One burned building. He threw a remmer at Maria. Fix it. She scraped the edge half-heartedly. Feels pointless. Harris's voice dropped, heavier than steel. A man I knew once thought the same. Skipped reaming. Months later, wires inside shredded. The arc flashed. The ceiling burned. Men coughed black smoke until we dragged them out. That man never skipped reaming again. He never worked again. The silence pressed on us harder than conduit. Then Harris set the bender in place. Jon, bend 30 degrees. I stepped too hard. Conduit kinked, its smooth line crushed. What mistake? It's bent too sharp. And what happens when conduit kinks? Wire won't pull when you force wire. Insulation tears. And when insulation tears, Maria groaned. Fire, correct, Harris said. He turned to her. Your turn. Bend 20. She leaned on the bender unevenly. The conduit twisted crooked. What mistake? Crooked bend, she admitted. And crooked causes. Stress on fittings. And stress causes. Failure, correct. Steel hates crooked. We practiced for hours, sweating, swearing, ruining conduit. The scrap pile grew higher. Harris's voice never softened. What's the maximum degrees of bends in one run? 360. What happens if you exceed it? Wires jam, and when wires jam, insulation tears. And when insulation tears, short circuit. Fire. Maria wiped her forehead. Inspectors must love saying no. They do, Harris said flatly, because mistakes love repeating. By evening, our arms shook from bending steel. Harris looked at the pile of ruined conduit and then at us. Lesson 1. Measure twice, cut once. Lesson 2. Ream every edge. Lesson 3. Respect the bend. Conduit is armor. Careless armor is a knife. Maria collapsed onto the pile of scrap. So tomorrow it's just more pipes? No, Harris said. Tomorrow it's patience. Tomorrow you prove the rule. Measure twice, bend once. Steel doesn't forgive. I stared at the bent conduit in my hands. For the first time, I felt the weight of what Harris meant. This was no exercise. This was survival. Next, episode 20. Measure twice, bend once.